Hi there, I'm Gary, welcome to my channel. Today I'm peeking inside the box of the Sd.Kfz.251 Stuka from ICM in 1/35th scale. Now this kit originated as a 251 version A new tooling in 2018. Since then ICM has used the base molds to create a variety of versions, including a command vehicle in 2018, an ambulance in 2023, also in 2023 an observation post, and in 2025 as the previously unissued 2511 version B. The original version A box was issued by Revell in 2020, and it will soon be available with new resin parts and photo etch under the Ginger Cat brand. Well, here's the box of the Sd.Kfz.251 version B with the long-range rockets, or rockets anyway, not terribly long range. The thing known as the Stuka zu Fuß, or the Stuka on foot. Lovely piece of boss. I just, you know, this is such a bonkers thing in a way. You know, you've got like this half-track, armoured half-track. Think, right, let's really crank this up. Well, we've got these rockets. Excellent. How are we going to launch them? Well, they're compact in these wooden crates. We could use those. Perfect. Strap them on, wire them up, off we get. Light blue touch paper and retire to a safe distance. Fantastic. I love it. Absolutely love this thing. On this side it has a little bit of information here. It's a detailed model of the system. It includes high explosive and incendiary rockets. There are 4 schemes available. When it's complete, it's 170mm long, 60mm high. There are 425 parts in this box. 425. That's a lot of bits. On the other side are the 4 schemes that they have put inside. They're all Eastern Front. So summer 1941, a couple of versions. One in the autumn of 41 and one in the winter of 42. I suspect I'll go for this one because I've never done this sort of winter wash version of anything, so I'll paint it like one of these and then put a winter wash and chipping and stuff like that over the top. Never done it before. This is probably the kit I'm going to try it out on. Okay, so let's have a look and see what the ICM 1/35th scale Stuka zu Fuß brings you for your money. Let's have a look in the box. As usual for ICM, certainly this size, the top comes off, the glossy outer comes off the top like this to reveal a quite substantial box underneath that protects all parts, and that's a top flap opening. Inside straight away you get the cellophane bag with all the parts in. You get a instruction sheet. Inside the instruction sheet somewhere, here it is a Decals sheet. And finally, there's always an advert for their water-based acrylic paints, which are actually pretty good. I might be using some on this build. That's what comes in the box. Let's have a look in all of these different things in a bit more detail. So frame A for Alpha has the... Well, normally it would have the top cover, but this isn't the same top cover as being used on this kit. So this part's actually redundant. You don't need that. But then you have the flatbed, you have the driver's position up here, you have bits for the guns and stuff like that. So sort of various bits of bodywork, but the principal parts are the flatbed and the top shell. Again, that is not being used on this build. Frame B has the underside, it has the sides of the running gear here, it has the sides of the shell. Here it has the engine compartment here and here, or bits of engine and stuff like that, drivetrain and whatever. There are 2 frames C which are identical. So we have the actual wheels, running wheels, the suspension links. There's some weapons as well that go in the back, and so there's 2 complete sets of all of these. There is a frame D for Delta, which is the sort of common transparency parts. However, this being a thing that's chucking rockets out, the only transparencies are actually the headlamp covers. There's no glass in this vehicle otherwise, so Most of this is redundant apart from just these two bits here. Frame C has a load more ancillary things, like a radio here, steering wheel, exhaust pipes and exhaust and inlet manifolds, I guess the carburetor, some tools, just general bits and pieces. Frame H is the top cover for the vehicle we're actually building, so the windows here, they'll be covered by armoured slits, no doubt. There's no side windows here, there's no need for them because they're not carrying any infantry and whatever. And you can see that the engine bay is just here. Whether or not to build the engine, that's quite a question. I'm not sure yet whether I will or not. Depends how I want this to be viewed. Whether I'll put it into a diorama maybe. But anyway, that's the top cover at the moment. Frame K for kilo are the mounts, mounts that go on the side of the vehicle for the rockets. So these are the things that actually sit against the vehicle, almost like the sort of, you know, you've got the vehicle and you've got a cradle with the weapon on top, so that goes on like the side of the vehicle like that. Then we have 3 frames M. Each of these has interestingly, they only actually give you 6 rockets in total, so you have to have a mix of high explosive and incendiary rounds. So yeah, all these bits are the crates that hold the weapon, the little side arms here that sort of support the crates, and the bombs themselves, rockets themselves. Kind of interesting that you only get 6 in total, so you have to have incendiary and HE mixed, which is kind of interesting. Because there are 3 of these, that's where the part count starts really mounting up, because there's quite a lot of parts to making the launch crates for these. Then finally we have the tracks and the tyres for the front wheels, this being a half-track vehicle, and these are in this sort of neoprene, soft neoprene rubber, single-piece tracks and of course single-piece wheels. Now looking at the plastic close up, the thing with ICM is that they're actually quite well renowned for how good their mouldings are, and these are no exception. These are lovely, clean, crisp edged, very nicely put together mouldings. Let's have a look inside here. You see all these different bits of mounting points and all that, very clean. Yeah, you know, it's a joy to see moulding of this quality. It really is. Those little rivets are there. Rivets on the top plate there, and the top of the radiator grille there. Very nice indeed. Let's have a look at these wheels. You can see here that they're, again, really cleanly moulded. There's actually, I'm not entirely sure if that is flash. That looks like it's supposed to be there. Just here on these plates, it looks like there's a tiny bit of mould line there, but do you know what? That really is small. These are going to be tired moulds because they've done a lot of 251 kits. Lots of versions of the 251, and lots of these are going to be well used moulds, and they're standing up remarkably well, I think. Let me know what you've thought of ICM moulding in the past. Let me leave a comment. Let me know what you've thought of them, but I think their moulding is very, very good. Really is quite an exceptional standard. Sometimes it can be tricky to take bits off the frame, like here. That's going to be tricky to get that cleanly off, but it's not. None of it's ever the end of the world sort of difficult. But again, the crispness of these moulds is really nice. So here's the decal sheet. It's quite a lot there in terms of the markings, all these things are for the different types of rocket, of course, 2 types of rocket. Some side markings, little things here, registration plates and so on and so forth, an instrument panel. It looks nice. I mean, the white is printed very crisply, which is kind of nice. I think these are digital prints, so the yellow might not be a purest of yellows, but you know, I'm not entirely sure whether they are or not. I'll probably have to have a really good look with a very close-up lens to see whether these are printed colour or screen colour. I don't think they're yet screen printed. I know they're talking about whether or not they should go to screen print to get the colours better, because they're aware that sometimes the colours, particularly the yellows, aren't as bright and vivid as they could be. But you know what? They look good enough. They look all in register, at least. And as most of the markings are white on a background, the white seems to have printed very, very sharply. So they look fine to me. The instruction sheet, very much a la mode, the current style for ICM. On the top here, a reprise of the full colour box art, a brief description of the MLRS or Stuka version of the 251. This is in Ukrainian and in English, and some basic specifications in Ukrainian and English as well. The colour callouts are here. These reference ICM colours. You can easily translate some of these numbers into whatever paint schemes, paint companies you choose to use. There's some translation of the icons used here, and there's a QR code link to the YouTube channel. There's no online 3D build video with this particular kit. You might find them for other versions of the 251, which will cover the body and the chassis and putting the wheels together, but not for this particular mark with the rockets on the side. Inside there we have the quite large numbers of parts on the frame maps here. Again, this top cover's not used. There's bits and pieces here not used, bits here not used. On here you can see the transparent parts, just these 2 lens covers there are going to be used, and then inside the rockets. So the instructions then start pretty much the same in most of the 251s they've built. The sort of quite simple construction starts with the base, goes on with the sides, the floor pan and the sides. Then you start putting together some of the suspension, especially up at the front. Assemble the engine if you want to use the engine. I don't think, I'm going to double check this, but I don't think there's a structural reason why you have to have the engine in. We'll have a look at that in a minute, but I don't think there's a reason where you have to have it if you don't want it. I might be wrong about that. And these are bits of the interior here. Oh, and here you can see the bars get on the front here. There's nothing actually gluing onto the engine itself, which is a good thing. If you don't want the engine, you don't have to have it. Woohoo! Fitting out this version of it with the shutters for the windows, steel shutters for the windows, extra weapons, things like that on the inside. And then we start the construction of the wheel assembly, all the tracked wheels. At the front, of course, it's a simple, straightforward tyre on a hub. The rest of it is tracks, which are relatively straightforward, has to be said. There's a machine gun that can go on the top at the front up here. MG42 or something like that. Please do forgive me if I've got that wrong. Then we start putting together the framework for the actual rocket supports, things that are going to hold the boxes that the rockets are fired from. And you can see they also sit on the sides here like this. And then we create the carriage and launch boxes themselves for all the variants. This is the, I don't know which is which, 28mm centimetre and 32cm rockets. I don't know which is high explosive and which is incendiary off the top of my head. And then the boxes go on the side, and that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not a lot in I was going to say there's not a lot to it. There is a lot to it, because you've got to build all these boxes and you've got to do the track wheels and stuff like that. But sort of philosophically, it's not a lot to do. It's just a lot of repeating of things to do, if you see what I mean. It doesn't look too hellishly difficult. I may well regret having said that, of course. Then in the back of the last few pages, we go back to full colour for our schemes. One here from the Eastern Front in summer 41. This is in fact the one on the box art. Another one, 16th Panzer Division, Eastern Front, summer 41. This one from autumn 1941, again on the Eastern Front. And then finally, the one I'll probably do, 16th Panzer Division on the Eastern Front. It says probable appearance, excellent, which means I can't really mess it up. So this is the one I'm going to try and do with the base paint and then a white wash over the top that's sort of pitted and ruined a bit, you know, as they were in reality. So that's what I'm doing, and that's the instruction book. There it is. I guess familiar if you've seen an ICM 251 before, but the rockets make this an unmissable kit in my view. As usual, the parts look clean and well moulded, and it should go together pretty well. There are a lot of parts to the armament, and I'll need to work on my wood painting skills, but it is my favourite version of the 251, so I'll just have to get on with it. So that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, please do remember to hit the old like button, ding the notification bell, and subscribe to the channel. All of these are free and a great way to show your support. Thanks so very much for watching today, and goodbye.